Hi guys, it's Angelia. How's everybody doing? Thought I would get up here and do a video today. It's been a little while, longer than what I was expecting or the time to take or whatever. But anyway, and I also apologize. You're probably going to see the glare on my glasses there. I tried every way in the world to not let that be, but you know, it is what it is. So, but anyhow, I've been out here doing my chores and got done with it and sat outside and had my breakfast, and I thought, well, today'd be a good day just to go ahead and do a video since I hadn't done one in a while. And so I got a few things I want to show you. I haven't got a whole lot. Like I said, I've been super busy out in my garden, which it's starting to die down now. So I still got a lot of tomatoes that haven't turned red yet, but I can go ahead and pick them if I have to, and they'll eventually turn red anyway. But it done pretty good, I guess you could say. I'm truly blessed for what I've gotten. I got a bunch of tomatoes that came on in the beginning of summer, but because we were so hot here, they just kind of stopped. And, you know, we were in a pretty good drought, and actually we're in one again, so we could definitely use some rain. But anyway, also, I'm kind of hoping my deer will show back up. I'm looking back there. I gave them something to eat, but I don't know if they came back out. It's kind of hard to tell when I'm looking onto the camera there to see. But anyway, and also, you're probably going to hear my chickens in the background. They're not very happy with me right now. They got a big pen, but I usually turn them loose out here to do free ranging out here. And yesterday they didn't listen to me very well. There was like 3 different times they ended up going north way onto my neighbor's place, which, you know, they're just right here in the woods and stuff. But my neighbors have gotten a couple of dogs, and I didn't want to take a chance with that, as I don't know how they would behave, would react with my chickens. But my dogs are raised with them, so they hang with each other, and sometimes they sleep with each other out here during the day. It's quite funny. I guess you could say that all my farm animals and critters, they love each other. But anyway, they they're getting quite big now, my chickens, and my one chicken that I have, which I've had her for, it'll be going on 7 years. She she's not getting around a whole lot like she usually does. She just kind of sits around, and she'll get up and go venture a little bit, but she she's not real crazy about them. But and they're afraid of her because she's kind of showed them who's boss a couple of times, and so they kind of keep their distance from her. So she would, at nighttime, whenever we put them up, we have an area for her, and they have their own area in the coop. And because hubby actually built onto the coop where she could stay until I knew that they would be okay. But so far, I mean, I haven't taken the chance to put them together at nighttime, because I don't know how they would behave in the morning. There might be feathers all over the coop whenever I get out there. But anyhow, I wanted to get up here and show you some things that I have worked on. Not a lot. Like I said, I've been so busy being outside doing all my chores and stuff. Like we get in, late in the evening. But here lately, since, the seasons are changing and the sun's starting to go down quicker now, we've been kind of going in a little bit earlier. So I've been getting a little bit more things made up. So that's going to start coming up. I got more time and not just an hour and falling asleep in the recliner. But anyway, I wanted to show you what I've been working on. Now, I've got it all right here in my Walmart bag. So, and I do have a note somewhere that I wrote down for a couple of them. One of them I already know who the designer is, but the other two, I said I wrote this down, and I know I did. I just laid it somewhere. And, it's not in my pocket. It's probably in this bag somewhere. Let's see if I can find. Yes, it is. It's hidden. Okay, now the first thing I want to show you are some soap savers that I made. I made a couple of them. I've been wanting to make some for a long time because I use bar soap, and you know how when you use a bunch of it and it gets down to that little bitty pieces of it, and you know how they break and all that. So I thought I need to make something to put those things in, and so I ended up finding a pattern, and this is called a soap saver, and it's on a website. It's called Love Life Yarn, and it is free on their blog. And whenever when I got started on it, I thought, well, you know what? It's time for me to bust through my cotton. And that's what got me started on it. I had a lot of cotton yarn, and I had already made up my mind that I was not going to be buying any more cotton yarn until I used what I have. And let me tell you, I have busted through it, and I had quite a bit I had purchased about a little over a year ago, I believe, and I didn't go through it as much as what I had planned on. And so this time I sit down and I just got all my cotton out and started going through it, and I've got nothing but I should have brought it out here. It's a gray little basket about that tall, about that big around, and it's just got a few, I'm gonna say about 10 skeins left in it, and maybe a few little scrap balls in there, and that's it on that one. Now I do have some other cotton I'm going to show you that I'm going to be making something with, but anyway, I ended up making 2 of them, and this is what they look like. I think they turned out really cute. I'm not going to lay that on my picnic table because my chickens have been getting up here. I cleaned it off, but yeah, they've been leaving me surprises. So, but anyhow, this is what it looks like, and I really love the design on it. And I believe she called to use a 4mm hook, and that's what I ended up using. And this is 100% cotton, and this is the Hobby Lobby I Love This Cotton yarn, which I do. I absolutely love their cotton yarn. And I don't really remember the colorway. Was it pewter, or is pewter darker? I don't remember. This might have been like a light gray, but I think the stitch on it, I really love it. And I wish I could tell you how it was done. Looks like a bunch of double crochet and then several in one stitch, and you know, and all that. But anyway, I think it's really pretty, and I can't wait to put my bar of soap in there. I've been waiting. I've had it done for a while, but I keep putting it off and putting it off. So last night I ended up getting a new bar of soap, and I thought, okay, it's time. So I ended up making one in that colorway, and then I made one in this colorway too, and I cannot remember what this one is, but it's a real pretty, it might be burnt orange, because I love fall colors. Fall colors are actually my favorite colors. Oh, the pretty burnt orange. And speaking of fall, the leaves are starting to turn here. We really don't have that many oak trees back here. It's all mostly pine, but there is some through here that's starting to turn, and some out front, and my neighbor's got a tree over there that's turning a beautiful orangey type color. So I love it. It's my favorite time of the year. That, then spring, then summer, then winter. Winter's my least. But anyhow, that's the second one that I made. So I can't wait to start using them. I've never used one before. I've never made one that I can remember. So these will be my first. So anyway. And I'll put it, and everything that I talk about, patterns and all that, I'll put links down below in the description box. Okay, now the second one I'm going to share with you is, oh yeah, I went on a washcloth, I'm going to say dishcloth, because that's what I'm going to be mostly using these for, is dishcloths kick. Because like I said, I started off, I believe, making those first because I had a bunch of scrap balls. And so, you know me, I love Scrappy projects. They're my favorite. And so this one I've used before. It's from Petals to Picots, and it's the textured crochet dishcloth. And I ended up making a bunch. Well, I said a bunch. It seems like a bunch, but maybe it's not. No, I did not make a bunch. Anyhow, I made a bunch of scrappy ones. I'm going to try not to lay that on my picnic table, but here we are. Now, I'm thinking that some of this might be also that Walmart, let's see, peaches and cream that you get at Walmart. I believe that's what this is. And I don't remember the colorway, but I ended up getting one here. Now, the only thing I didn't do either, I did not crochet around I didn't give it a border, which I just now noticed that. So, but it's like a single crochet and then 2 double crochet, I believe, in the same stitch, if I remember right. But I just love this. It has a nice texture to it and the perfect size for me. I love the bigger ones like that. So I end up getting one. Let's see if I can do it like this. And then I got another Scrappy one. Now, out of all this yarn that I have been busting through, my favorite colorway is this one right here. I love, love, love that. That screams fall. And that is a Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton, and I do not remember the colorway. But it is beautiful. It looks like a sunset in a way. But I have made a couple of dishcloths out of that. And I don't know why, but it reminds me of some of the Pioneer Woman stuff that you can get at Walmart. But I love that. And that would be my next. Whenever I go through all my cotton, I've already made up my mind that I'm not going to go out and just buy a bunch of cotton. I'm going to have me a project that I want to make, and then I will go and get a whatever color. That way I won't, get overran with a bunch of it. So, but anyway, the rest of this is just a bunch of scraps that I had. So that's another one I did. But that one's my favorite, that color. And then this one here. And then another one. And I just did a lot of these, like I said, whenever I'd come in at night after we'd get through doing the chores and I'd get through eating, I'd sit there in my recliner and work on them. And then till about 9 o'clock, I've noticed, I don't know if it's just because I've been extremely tired, but it seems like the older I get, the more I go to bed earlier. I used to stay up till, golly, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, but I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it. I'm going to put that over there. I don't want y'all to see that yet. But anyway, yeah, the older I get, the more I want to go to bed early. I guess go to bed with the chickens and get up with the chickens mostly. So, okay, but that's what I made there with that one. And then I decided, okay, now the last time I talked with you guys, I had talked to you guys about wanting to do some canning. Well, let me tell you about my canning experience. As I had said before, I had a canner. I'd bought it like 5 years ago because I've been wanting to do some water bathing. And I did. I ended up making some jam. Super excited about it. But I guess I'm kind of bummed on it right now because I ended up making one. It was the apple butter. And I guess because of the thickness of it, I've had a couple of jars come unsealed on it. Well, that just kind of made me feel, oh man, I don't know. It made me feel discouraged, I guess you could say. And so I haven't done it anymore. I don't want to say I'm a quitter, but it just made me feel like all that time and effort I put into it. But it was just 2 jars, no big deal. But then I thought, well, is it going to happen again? I mean, not 2 jars. It happened 1 jar. I don't know why I said 2, but I'm thinking there's another one. It just seems like it wants to. It don't. Whenever because whenever you do canning, it seals it, and it has, the top won't be doing that. It'll sink down, if you know what I mean. If you do canning, you know what I'm talking about. And so I just feel like it's going to do that popping. So anyway, I'm kind of discouraged right now with it, I guess. And so I'm kind of put it on the back burner. And like I said, I'm not going to quit. It's just, I'm just going to go back to it whenever I feel more at ease at doing it. I know it might sound silly, but right now I am more into baking. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, late in life, I have decided that I really want to do a lot of baking. And so that's what I've been doing. And making a lot of bread and a lot of cookies and just baking, from scratch, just doing traditional cooking and things. Because when I go grocery shopping and stuff, I usually just get all the stuff from scratch. I use, I get flour and baking soda and all that, and I just start from scratch. I'll find a recipe that I'm wanting to do, and that's what I do. So I'm having so much fun. And what I really, really, really have got my eye on one thing, but it's going to take me a good while for me to be able to get this because I'm going to save up my pennies for it. I really want one of those KitchenAid mixers. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I want one so bad. I do. I want one. They got them where you can add, you know, you can make bread and make cookies and cakes and stuff like that. And that's my next thing I want to do. I want to make a cake from scratch, not a box cake. I want to do it completely from scratch. And so this mixer, you know, it can do all that, but also it's got attachments that you can add to it where you can grind up, you know, meat, cheese, vegetables. You can even add attachments to it where you can peel your not your onions, but your apples. That's what I'm thinking of. Apples. You can make your own pasta and all that kind of stuff with this, you know, KitchenAid mixer. And so I want one so bad, but them things they're expensive. They're not cheap. They got them at Walmart, and they go from over $400 all the way down to basically $300. It's $299. I really would love to have the red one. I love red. My kitchen is highlighted, I guess you could say, in red. And so I got a lot of stuff in there that's red. And so I really would love to have that red, but I guess red is a hot color, because I've noticed that, you know, with vehicles or anything, if it's red, that's like when my hubby got his truck repainted. It's, you know, red is a hot color. So it's more expensive, it seems like. But anyhow, it's it's one of the more expensive ones. And so, but also the $300 one, they got one that's another color. It's kind of a real pretty blue, almost like a teal color. That one's beautiful too. So I don't know if I want to pay that extra $100 for that red one. Well, like I said, I'd love to get my hands on one, but it's going to be a good while, because like I said, I got to save my pennies. And how in the world did I get on a long subject of a mixer? I think it's because I was talking about, because of what I'm going to show you on my next one. Okay. Now with that same pattern I was showing you on these dishcloths, I decided, because of my canning, you know, experience, lack of I have, I wanted to make me a big mat that I can set my jars on whenever I bring them out of the canner. And so I decided to make me a mat. Now, yeah, I could use a washcloth or a dish towel, or just a regular dish drying mat and all that, but I wanted to use up my cotton yarn. And so I ended up just doing the same design as what those dishcloths are, and I made a drying mat to put my jars on. But since I'm not going to be doing any canning for a while, what I'll do is, whenever I do my dishes, a lot of times I have a lot more than what will fit on my drying mat, because I really don't use my dishwasher that much, except if I get really covered up in dishes, I'll put them in there. But I find it very therapeutic to do my dishes by hand. I don't know why. And it probably uses more water, I know. But I enjoy it sometimes. But I wanted to make one for the canning, but since I'll be putting that to the side right now, I'm going to use this for a drying mat besides my other one. So we'll see. I've never made a drying mat before. So anyhow, I'm actually working on another one, but I haven't got it finished yet, and I'll show that hopefully soon in another video. But anyway, I made a Scrappy one out of that same pattern design, if you can see it there. And I think it turned out really cute. I love Scrappy colors. So, and that'll fit perfect up there. Okay, so that's that. Now this next one, I have made one before, and it's by one of my favorite designers. And I'm going to see if I can move that a little bit there. Anyway, did the deer show up yet? They were back there. I guess not. They didn't want to be on the camera. But anyhow, it's by one of my favorite designers, and I have made this before, and it's probably been over a year, maybe 2 years, I can't remember. And it's by Sara Sach. And now this is the one that I made a year ago or two, I don't remember, but it is a triple thick pot holder, and I love this so much. And this was the first one I ever made. Now I made another one, and I gave it to my kiddo, and there's a hair hanging on it. And anyway, I love this so much because it's actually 3 of them that you sew together. Isn't that neat? I love this. And I love her patterns because she's got so many of them that brings back a lot of memories for me, old-fashioned looking ones and stuff. And I love them. And that's whenever I saw this, I just love it. And I love the way it turned out. And so I have this one hanging in my kitchen because I just love the way the color is all the scrappy, because I just used a bunch of scrap yarn. And I've used it quite often because, matter of fact, there's some food on the back of that one. I guess I need to wash it. I'm gonna blame that on hubby. He probably used it and then did not put it back in the dirty, in the, you know, the laundry. So I'm gonna blame him. But anyway, I just love this, and it does work great because it's triple thick, and I love that. So what I decided to do, I wanted to make some more. Now, as I was saying during my canning experience, I thought, you know what, I'd like to make me a big one. That way I can, whenever I set, you know, maybe my canning pot over to the side, if not just my canning pot, now that I've decided it's going to be some more pots, you know, because I've got some bigger pots that when I do cooking, and if I don't have enough burners that I need, and if I need to set it off to the side, I need a bigger pot holder. So what I did before I get going, on this one, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. Okay, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make me another one. You make sure I get the right one here. I think this is it. If you'll give me just a moment, I'll check it here. Yep, that's it right there. I had to count because I made 3. I wanted to make one just a little bit bigger than that one right there. So I made a bigger one. Get it up here. And it's just a little bit bigger because I added 2 more rows to it. And so like I said, I busted through my cotton yarn making it. I just would reach in there and grab me one and did it like that. So I made one like that, and then I made another one. I just think they're so pretty. I love these so much. And they're so easy to make. And I haven't even mentioned what size of hook I used. Let's see. On those soap, I think I did on the soap things. Now the other one I used, I believe I might have used the same size, a 4mm on that one mat. And on the dish cloths, I believe I used a 5. And on this one I used, I believe it's a 5mm hook. But anyway, super easy. And this is free on her blog, and she also has a video tutorial on it if you would like to go and you know, follow along on the video tutorial. A lot of times I like doing that. And so, but anyway, super easy, a lot of fun to make good gifts to give somebody. A little, you know, if you're into making homemade things, like, you know, if you do canning and stuff like that, and you wanted to throw something in there with it, like a basket, you know, with your canning goods and stuff, you can throw one of these in there, make one of these and put it in there. If you know, you make like the little loaf cakes and stuff like that, put one of these in there with it. Buy a brand new one of those loaf pans, and you know, put things like this in it to give to them. Anyway, I just love this so much. So then I decided, you know what, I really want to make a bigger one for one of my stock pots. And so that's what I did. Now this one has 8 rows. So let's see. There's a little bit of a difference. And I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait to use it. I haven't used any of this because I wanted to show you guys first. But I just got in there and busted through a lot of my cotton making them. And I can't wait to use it. So this will be perfect. And who knows, I might end up making another one that'll be a little bit bigger, because I do have a great big pot in there. And I don't know, I've got a couple in there that'll fit. I got a cast iron skillet. I think it's I don't know, I think it might be a 10-inch. So that might fit pretty good on this one. I forgot to try it and see. If not, I'll just make me a bigger one. I still got enough cotton left to make one. But anyway, I absolutely love these. And so thank you, Sarah. I love this pattern so much. But anyhow, that's what I have there. And like I said, I'll put all the links down below in the description box. All right, now the next thing I want to show you, my friend Ann, well, let me find the cake. Let me put my stuff back in the bag before it falls over onto the picnic table where my chickens have been, along with the birds and probably coons at night. They come and visit. I haven't seen any in a while, though. They'll be coming soon, though, I'm sure, raiding the bird feeders, being winter time and all. Okay, I'll get that back in there. Now, my friend Ann, she sent me some Happy Mails, what I'm trying to say. And I've already opened it up and I put it in where it needed to go and everything. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys what she made me. It is the cutest thing. She made it for me for my birthday, which was in September. Had to think about it there for a minute. But anyway, look at this. Is this not the cutest thing? Because as you know, my channel is called Crochetinghousemouse. And I love chocolate cake. And I love strawberries. Oh, do I ever love strawberries. That's one of the things that I made when I was making my jam, was strawberry jam. But anyway, I think this is the sweetest thing, and I absolutely love it. And she did a wonderful job on that. Thank you, Ann, so much. So sweet. And I love this. And I have it in my craft room setting up on a shelf. And so, anyway, I just think that's the cutest thing. Now, the other thing I was wanting to show you guys, I was watching Debbie, hi Debbie, from the Canadian Crocheter. That's her YouTube channel. She was showing a couple cardigans that she had made, and oh gosh, man, Debbie, you're awesome at what you make. That blue one is stunning, and so is that other one, but I can't knit, and I wished I knew how. And I got knitting needles in there and stuff, and I had talked about getting some and all that, and I do have some, but I just never gotten around to it. But anyway, she showed one that was crochet, and I believe it's the what was that, who's the designer? Oh, I cannot remember. It just slipped my make and do crowd. I don't know. But anyway, earlier that day when I was out in the yard, my friend Ann, we were talking back and forth, and I don't know how I just got to talking about what I've been making and stuff, and I told her that I was wanting to, I know what it was. I had mentioned that I wasn't going to go out and buy a bunch of cotton unless it was for something that I was wanting to make a project for. And so, but I said I've got some an idea of what I'm wanting to make with that special cotton that she gifted me. I think it was over a year ago. She gifted me 3 of these Caron cotton ripple cakes, and this is colorway Meadow, and it's a lightweight 3, and it's got like 491 yards in it. And so anyway, she gifted me 3 of these. And so whenever I was watching Debbie, she showed those 2 cardigans, and earlier that day I'd mentioned to Ann that I was wanting to make a cardigan with this yarn, and that evening I watched Debbie's video, and sure enough, she showed 2 cardigans. And so the one that was crochet, make and do crowd, that's what it is, I went and looked, and it's made out of, she has it made out of cotton, and it's a lightweight 3. And so I thought, well, it was meant to be. So that is exactly what my next project, well, one of my next projects, because I'm still working on one right now, but I want to make a cardigan with this right here. Now, I was working on a cardigan, what, a couple of years ago, it seems like. I just lost interest in it, and I was almost finished with it, but I just tossed it to the side and I frogged it. I said no, because when I lose interest in something like that, I'm done. I don't just keep holding it and holding it and holding it and think I'm going to go back to it. I've learned now that when I'm done with it, I am done. So I'm going to make one with this one right here. That's my interest in that one. And so I've got that I'm wanting to make, and one other thing that I'm wanting to get started too, which is a blanket. And so, but anyway, thank you, Debbie, for showing those, because it saved me a lot of time for having to go and scout for one and everything. And that one is perfect. I love it, and I want it to be big and bulky. I want a big one. So, but anyway, I'll put a link down below if you guys don't know who Debbie is, and y'all can go check out her channel and everything. But anyhow, I guess I'm going to hop off here. I have been talking for nearly 30 minutes. It's fixing to hit the big 30-minute mark. I can't believe it. But it's been a while since I've been up here. I got a blue jay that's got a lot to say, it sounds like. But I was sure hoping my deer would come back out, but I guess they don't want to. And I'm sure you heard a lot of my chickens chattering over there. I guess I need to let them out, but I got to run to town here after a bit when hubby gets home, so I might have to wait till after he gets home. So they won't get to have much run around time since it gets dark sooner than what it does. And you know, this time of year, I love this time of year, but when it gets a little later, I'm always like, oh man, it gets darker sooner. But I guess that means more crochet time for me because, like I said, in the summertime, I it's hard to keep me in the house. You won't find me hardly in the house. Just for a few seconds, just to go in, grab something to snack on, bathroom break, that's it. Come back out. And I'll be outside all day long. And that's what I've been doing. Staying, oh, that's a crow. Um, anyway, staying super busy doing my outdoor stuff. But yeah, I've been in the mood to go look and get me some pumpkins. It's that time of year too. And I really wanted to go pick apples, but where we pick apples, they didn't do good this year, I guess. So I guess the drought probably did a number on them. It was horrible here, and it's still, like I said, we're in a drought right now. It's not doing very, we need some rain really bad. We haven't got much at all this year. So, but anyhow, but they do have the pumpkins, so I guess I'll go to the pumpkin patch. I'll see if I can try to record. I did once before. I think I did. Or at least I took some pictures, I think, of me and hubby going, and that was fun. But anyhow, well, I guess I'll get off of here. I'm going to get this uploaded sometime today and all that. But hopefully I'll be up here a lot sooner. I'm planning on making, since it's that time of year, I'm going to start making some more, get busy making videos and stuff like that, because I miss chatting with you guys and making things to show y'all and stuff. And so I guess my hands will be busy at night. Getting up there and watching videos and working on some crochet projects. But anyhow, I guess I'm going to hop off here, and I hope you guys, the sun's starting to hit me good. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, blessed day, and I will be chatting at you guys real soon.